Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome to our review of Mario Party 5. So we've already actually done Mario Party 4. That was a long time ago, but I think that was after we shifted to the new system, which is what we're doing right now. Yeah, we're doing the Mario Party. So Mario Party 5 is up next, and we're gonna be starting with the game company / creator. So the game company / creator is Nintendo. Didn't think that was very hard to understand, but sometimes people don't know. Yeah, so Nintendo, they make pretty good games. They make, obviously Nintendo does. And with the Mario Party franchise specifically, they try to do something different each time, whether that be good or bad. Mario Party 10. So whether it's good or bad, they always try to do something different, which I feel like is a good idea. So we're gonna get into the nitty-gritties of Mario Party 5 though, because that's obviously what we're doing. So moving on to what is done well. Mario Party 5 specifically, the music is pretty astounding. Nintendo's really been really good about music, but Mario Party 5 specifically had really good music. Very memorable as well, because Mario Party 5 was, I think that was the first game I ever touched, because we had a Mario Party 5 on, my dad had a GameCube, and we had the GameCube controllers. I actually have a picture, I think my mom took it, I have a picture of my baby self holding a GameCube controller. And I was playing Mario Party 5. Not that I knew what I was doing, probably, but that was the first game I ever touched. So Mario Party 5 is always gonna have a special place in my heart for that. But in terms of what's done well, I think the boards are really done well. I think there's only really one board that I didn't like, but like all the other boards are really cool. You have Toy Dream, that's like iconic. You have Undersea Dream, which is really cool. You have Bowser's Nightmare or whatever. You have the Space one, which is sick. You have the Pirate Dream. No one liked that one. You have the, I know I'm missing one. There's the Rainbow Dream and the Sweet Dream, so I'm missing two of those. There's 7. Did I say 7?
Toy, Undersea Pirate, friggin' Future, Rainbow,
Sweet.
Bowser, Sweet. That's 7.
7. Okay, so I got them all. So yeah, all the maps are really good except Pirate Dream. That one sucked.
Sweet Dream.
If you've watched the Mario Party series, then you probably know why Pirate Dream sucks. But yeah, that's why.
That was the best one.
No, it sucks so bad. But anyway, yeah, Sweet Dream was like Sweet Dream. To be actually serious though, Sweet Dream was the only one that was like, okay, that's a little weird. It's a little strange, because in that one you don't get to choose your junctions, which I've never been a huge fan of, because it's a luck-based game anyway. But it was one of those things I'm like, well, but I want to go that way, like all that kind of stuff. So yeah, Sweet Dream is like the only one I didn't like too much, but all the dreams are really cool. They aesthetically look amazing, and yeah, a lot of the mini games. There's a mini games we're gonna get into later, but a lot of the mini games are pretty decent. A lot of the 4-player ones are really cool. The almost like I would say like 9 out of 10 of the 1v3s were really good. The 2v2s is where it kind of dipped a little bit. The battle mini games though, those are pretty sick. We had Astrological, which I think is hands down one of the best mini games they've ever done. Oh yeah. They need to bring it back for something. I don't think they have yet. They need to. Then you have the Tugadori, which I always win, but so I have a little bit of bias against that one, but I think it's cool. Tornado is aesthetically cool. So a lot of the times the computer would win just because they're better at it apparently. You have the Bullet Bell one, which I think is cool. As long as you don't all target one specific person, because that's really toxic. Unless it's a computer, then feel free.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But when it comes to those, I think I'm missing one. There's the
random one. Dumb one. Random ride.
Oh no, there's 2 ones. There's 2 random ones. There's the random ride, and then there's the slot machine one. The slot machine one is fun. That was like just a fun one. Like if you lose, because if it's like a 5 or 10 thing, right? I'm probably gonna end up choosing that one just because it's fun. But yeah, random ride can go die in a hole. We'll get to that later. Yeah, so a lot of mini games are done well. The like I said, the music is really done well in the boards.
There's a lot of button mashing mini games.
And then.
Well.
Yeah, which I'm not going to complain about.
I will.
But in terms of the actual the modes, right? There's so many different modes in Mario Party 5. There's the story mode, which is like single player only, but you fight the Koopa kids, which I think is hilarious. Then you have the main mode, which is it's the party mode or whatever. You have Super Duel mode, which was hilarious in the actual series, but also is really cool because you get to build these machines. They've never brought anything back like that before, so that's pretty sick. Then you have the bonus mode, which I think the bonus mode is like one of the best things they've ever done, because in the bonus mode you have this board game looking thing. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called Mario. I don't know what it's called.
Like Dice Party or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But basically, it's a board game, and you have to. It's like this super awesome board game. You just have to go watch it. Essentially, it's just really sick. But yeah, that was like one of the best bonus modes that ever existed in Mario Party games because I want them to bring that back. If there's anything I want them to bring back, it's that. Because that was so fun and unbelievably cool. Then you had volleyball, which was a return from 4, I think, which was okay. Because I mean, it was cool because you had the bomb, you had the there's different volleyballs you could use. Then hockey was cool, and then it's just hockey. I mean, it's just like you're playing a sports game and a Mario Party game, so I don't know, there's not really much you can do with that. But, and then I think those are all the modes. And then, oh no, you had minigame mode, of course. Yeah, you had minigame mode, which minigame mode had its own modes inside the mode itself. So you had like the free play, which is always there. You have the tower, like the tower thing, where you have to get a certain amount of wins. You have there's the cart one, which that was super fun. Where basically you win minigames and then you roll a dice if you actually won the minigame.
There's the minigame-a-thon, where it was basically just like doing things in a certain amount of time, some things like that.
Or well, it's a speed race, yeah. So you're forgetting the you're forgetting my favorite one, which is personally like the game show looking one. I forgot what it's called. But it's basically to me that's the funnest of the minigame modes because it's like it takes a little bit to get through because it's one of the longer ones, but it's so fun. And then of course you have the dual boat. I don't know the actual names of these things, but it's the dual boat, and that's pretty cool too. I mean, it's not as fun as the other ones, and it's way shorter, but it's really cool.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of dual minigames.
So yeah, all of that is done well. Everything I literally just mentioned is done super well. Yeah. But moving on to what could be improved. There's a lot of minigames that were just subpar. Let's not talk about vicious vending.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, vicious vending was just god awful. I don't know what they were thinking of when they did that one. Leaf Leap in 5 is not great because the controls don't always seem to work.
Yeah.
In Superstars they fixed it, which I was very happy to see.
Oh yeah. It's way better.
But in 5 it wasn't great. I'm trying to think of 2v2s. The bus buffer one is kind of if you have the computer. With 2v2, if you have the computer, even if they're on the hardest difficulty, it's just annoying to do because bus buffer you're never gonna win. By the way, if you have the computer, you're never gonna win. I'm trying to think of the other ones. You have the no, that's not. I'm thinking of 8. Yeah, I don't know. Either way, a lot of the 2v2 specifically. If you have the computer, you're just done.
Yeah,
the clock one. I almost forgot about the clock one.
Oh, yeah.
Clock Watchers or whatever it's called. That one can go die in a hole as well.
Yeah. I mean, there are some good 2v2s. There's the pinball one.
The pinball one's good, yeah, but a lot of the 2v2s.
A lot of them were pretty
a lot of them are pretty subpar. Because you don't want, because even with pinball, if you have the computer, it's over. Usually. I think there's a couple of times maybe where Isabel won because she's the luckiest person on the planet apparently.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, I don't remember it. But then Random Ride, we talked about that a little earlier. Never again, please.
Well, it's literally just a 1 through 5 dice
It's a 1 through 5 dice roll, and oftentimes the computer wins because it's the computer. Because the computer knows what's gonna win. So, and if they go first, it's Jover for everybody.
It's so Jover, yeah.
Yeah, so that one sucked.
A couple garbage ones.
The duels, I don't remember really any duels that kind of sucked. The only duel I didn't like was Mary Poppins, really, just because
there's a lot of mashing duel ones.
There's only like 3, but sure. But the Mary Poppins one is just, against the computers, against a hard computer, it's pretty kind of ridiculous.
Tornado one was cool, I guess.
That's not a duel. Well, I mean, there's the flapping one, sure.
The flappy tornado.
Not the you're in a tornado, whatever.
The flappy tornado.
Yeah. So like all the battles were pretty good except for Random Ride, because like I said, even the slot one I'll pick if it's like 5 or 10 because it's just fun to do, I guess. Just to see what would happen, you know. Because if it's 5 or 10 coins and you have like 100, then who's gonna care about 5 coins? So you usually pick the random one, not the Random Ride, the random slot machine. The 4-player ones, Coney Island was a really good one. I don't know why I didn't mention that earlier. I'm so glad they brought it back.
Yeah, that one's a very excellent one.
But I think there was a couple 4 players I didn't particularly like. Not a lot, just a couple. And then DK minigames. DK had I'm trying to think what 5 was. 5 was the rope climb or the vine climb. Oh yeah, divine climb, of course.
Oh, yeah,
that one's I think the worst of the 3. Then you have the mass appeal. Get it?
Yeah.
That one's kind of cool because that's what the one with the bananas on the ground and you have to avoid the one.
There's one where you punch barrels.
Punch a bunch, yes.
Right.
So punch a bunch. That to me is the best one because it's like
that's
you're actively doing something. I do like the mass appeal though because you have to. It's like a maze, which you have to avoid getting the things.
Yeah. That one was cool.
Yeah, I think the Divine Climb is the worst of the. It's still a good minigame, but I think it's the worst out of the 3. Then Bowser, you had is that Disney? No, 6 is Disney Road History.
I think Oh wait, no,
Bowser had the cauldron.
Oh yeah, Cauldron.
Yeah,
that one's
Yes,
fun.
Cauldron.
That one's just like if you lose, at the end of the day, who cares? But like, it's a really fun. That one's kind of just fun. Obviously, if you're winning, then you're gonna be like, oh come on.
Yeah.
But like, it's still fun. You
Rain
had
of Fire.
Rain of Fire, which I think is the best one, honestly, in my
there was
opinion.
Cajun cooking.
Cajun cooking, I wasn't. When I was younger, I was not a fan of that one at all because I would lose every time.
Yeah.
Now that I actually understand what the heck is happening, I usually win almost every time. But I still think it's kind of boring because it's like a 5-second
press
minigame.
button.
It's press a button. I mean, so is Cold Fun, but at least you get to see a cool like animation.
Yeah, and it has that tense build.
Rain of Fire is like to me the best one because like you actively get to do stuff and it's actually skill based. It's not luck based. Where the other two, the other one, Cajun Cooking's not skill based or it's not luck based either, but it has some semblance of luck based on the buttons you get. Because if you're like hovering over A and B and you get L, then you're like, well, I have to go all the way here to get it. And then it can do like L A or L B or whatever. Like you get this combination that sucks.
And then an X in there.
But then Scalding Cauldron is just like really fun. Because it's just like I said, if you win, you're gonna be like, no, but like whatever. But yeah, Rain of Fire is the most skill based, and I think it's the best one. So, Fire again, a game's pretty good when you're talking about the good things in the improved section. I mean, I'm still talking about it. With Bowser's minigames. Like I said, I didn't really like Cajun Cooking. I think it should be longer with better. Like, I think the cage should be bigger. Like, you have to press way more buttons, and I think it should be longer. That's how you improve the length. So I think that should have been way longer. Yeah. But moving on to any problems or glitches. I don't think there was any glitches. Nintendo's really good about making sure there's no bugs or anything. I don't think there is because they always that's how good they are. They only release one version of the game. That's how good they are. Like they're like, I think with Mario Party 8 they actually had to re-release it, but we'll talk about that when we get to 8.
Yeah, like Mario Party games don't really have glitches.
No, they really don't. So yeah, they're not really anything. So not much to speak on there. Moving on to controls. You have different buttons for different things. So you have A button. It's usually A button to hit the dice block. You have I think you have the L stick to walk around or for minigames and stuff. And then I think a couple minigames make you press a different button, but it's the GameCube controller, so you'll probably get pretty used to it.
And they'll tell you.
And they'll tell you what buttons to press yet. So yeah, very simple controls, very easy to understand. Because a lot of Mario Party games are made for the younger audience, right? So of course. We're moving on to graphics. For the time period, I think 2000. I want to say 2005. No, that doesn't sound right. 2004.
I think
Because
it was
4 was 2000. Mario Party 4 is 2002,
It
right?
was 2002, so I think it was 2004. 5 came out.
3 or 4, I want to say. So it was a long time ago.
It was
Anyway.
old. It's like almost 20 years old.
But for its time period, was pretty darn good. I like the graphics a lot. Obviously, they got better over time. I almost like the older graphics though, just because it's nostalgic to me. Like when I look at Superstar, I'm like, yeah, that looks super sick, but it doesn't look like Mario Party 5 anymore. So yeah, I think the graphics are super nostalgic, and obviously they were pretty good for its time. So but don't expect to go in there playing Call of Duty or whatever graphics or like Far Cry graphics. It's not how that works. So, but it's still pretty darn good graphics for its time period. Moving on to story and characters. So the story is, I think, I haven't played the story in a while, but I'm pretty sure it's Bowser. He sends his Koopalings at you. You have to basically go into the dreams to retrieve something, I think. And then obviously you have this final battle with Bowser in his like lair place or whatever. So that's the story, and the characters, of course, you have the main cast. So in that cast, you have Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, Yoshi. You have Boo. You have Koopa Kid. You have Waluigi and Wario, and I think that's it, right? Because there's only 8. I think there's 10 maybe. No, it's 10 because it's 5 per row.
And eventually, could you play as Koopa Kid?
You could. I just said
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm missing someone because I don't think I named 10. You have so Mario, So here, Mario, Luigi, Toad, Peach, Yoshi, Wario, Waluigi, Boo, Koopa Kid. I'm missing someone. Boo, Koopa Kid.
Was Daisy in the game?
No. Yes, she was. Daisy
Yeah,
was in the
she
game.
was.
Okay, Daisy
Oh,
was. Yeah,
yeah.
that's right. Because Daisy. How could I forget Daisy?
Daisy, man.
But it's fine anyway. So yeah, there's a whole roster of characters, and because it's Mario Party, they don't matter. They really, unless you're playing as Zachary, then it does.
Wow. Okay.
But when you're playing Mario Party, it doesn't matter what character you pick, so you can pick whatever character you want. I think I always stuck with the Wah because he always seemed to work. So yeah, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day, so it's really cool. But yeah, that's a very simple story. It's not really meant to be a super elaborate story. It's just meant to just meant to have a story mode. And the characters, of course, everyone knows who they are. They don't really need an introduction. Moving on to replayability. So as if you've been listening to these reviews before, then you know I categorize this in 3 different sections. So it's either limited, meaning once you beat the game, it's over, nothing else. The middle section, where if you beat the game, there's still gonna be some side modes after that, but after that, it's gonna be over. And then there's games like Minecraft, which is purely unlimited. You can play that till the universe explodes. Theoretically speaking, I don't know what I rated Mario Party 4. But theoretically speaking, because of the randomness of the game, you could technically play it forever. And still experience new things. I probably am going to lump it into the middle category though, but because at the end of the day, it's still a linear game. Like, it's still like, once you're done all the boards, you're not going to see any new boards. Once you're done all the side modes, there's nothing new with the side stuff.
No new mini games.
No new mini games. So yeah, there's once you get all the content, there's no more content after that. So I have to classify it in the middle one. But if you don't care about the new content, if you don't care about having new content every time you boot up the game, then you can play the game theoretically forever. So there's a gray line there, but I'm going to categorize it in the middle one. But moving on to personal takes. My personal take is Mario Party 5 is, even though a lot of people don't like it, I personally think it's one of the best ones, just because. And yes, I have a little bit of bias for the nostalgia of it, but I still think it's one of the best because the boards are fantastic. There was really only Sweet Dream that I didn't particularly like, because of the forced moving things. That's why I also didn't like Koopa's board in 4, because it was also forced junctions. I don't like forced junctions. There's a lot of strategy with Mario Party 5. There's a lot of moments in Mario Party 5. We had a lot of moments on the channel of Mario Party 5. Let's not forget how Mario stole Zach's star, even though I had 3. Zach was in 3rd, because this was in 4th. So Zach was in 3rd place. He stole Zach's star when he had 1. He only had 1 star, mind you. I had 3 in 1st place.
Yeah, Mario was in 2nd.
Mario's like, screw that. I'm gonna destroy Zachary's face.
It
was hilarious. That was gonna be a best moments, which we never did. I don't think we had Mario Party 5 best moments, as far as I'm aware. I think we stopped before that.
Right,
but it would have been. It is a short though. The shorts are basically best moments now at this point. But it's a short now, so like it's forever embedded on the channel that Zach got douched over in a hilarious way. There's more than just that. Then we had Pirate Dreams Fiasco, which was both hilarious and unbelievably stupid at the same time. You had like Future Dream, or Isabelle won her first board, I think, isn't it? Wasn't Mark?
Like the series.
In the series, right?
It was the first board Isabelle won.
Isabelle won. So you had capstone moments from Mario Party 5, and then obviously if I actually went back to watch the actual series, I'm sure there's more I'm forgetting. Yeah, Mario Party 5 to me always will hold a bunch of memories for me. And yes, the game is not perfect even a little bit, but the things that are there is really special to me. So yeah, that's my thing. So, but Zach.
Yeah, I think Mario Party 5 was definitely one of the better Mario Party 5 games, and I think it's my favorite. It's either 5 or 6 to me. 7's also really good. Yeah, I think I kind of know the reason why a lot of people were turned off by it, because I think it was the first game to introduce orbs. So I think that could have turned people off a little bit.
Yeah, well, they're called capsules. But
capsules.
Yeah, they've changed over the years. If it was capsules, then 6 did orbs, and then it was candy in 8, then 9 and 10, who cares about that? And then Super did not, it was just items, and then Superstars
went back to items.
And then Superstar went back to items, which I think is fine.
But yeah, I think that could have thrown some people off, because there were a lot of stuff with the orbs. I think some of them could have been better, but I mean, the orbs aren't really that.
You did just have me remind me, though, that Mario Party 5 is the only game in the franchise that has the biggest douche moment in the game, in the entire franchise, where if 4th place, if anybody gets if everybody gets 3 miracle orbs, that's what they're called, miracle orbs, then all the stars that 1st place has goes to 4th place. Now, fourth place person doesn't give their stars away. It's not a swap.
It's just
The first place
Yeah.
loses all their stars and it goes to fourth place, which is the biggest capstone moment in the entire franchise because nothing ever has happened like that. Chance Time can't do that. Bowser can't do that. No one can do that. It's only the Miracle Orb. So, like, if you're in first place with 20 stars, fourth place is behind by, like, 18 stars. They have, like, 2 stars. And then second place gets 3 miracle capsules, which by the way is mega rare. That's like I've never seen in my lifetime. I played the game for like years and years and never seen it before in my life. I've seen 2 before. I've never seen 3.
Yeah, it almost happened. Isabel got 2.
Isabel almost maybe I don't remember. But either way,
We had to
Yeah.
rewatch.
but either way, it's like your 20 stars goes to fourth place, and they now have 22 stars, and you are at 0, and you basically lose.
And you're
Yeah.
dead. You're screwed.
It's the biggest douchery moment I've ever seen, and I'm so glad it's rare because that'd be so like unbelievably stupid if that was not. But it's definitely one of the biggest moments in Mario Party history. So we can't forget that Mario Party 5 introduced that mechanic as well. And then Chance Time in Mario Party 5 was really interesting because if you use the coin, because you had to spend money to use it on yourself. That's one of the biggest capstones in Mario Party 5, which I keep saying capstone, but that's what it is. Is that basically you have to pay money to use it on yourself. In Mario Party 6, I don't think you could place it on yourself, but you could place it in front of you or back behind you or whatever. But either way, what happened is you have to pay money, and I think it's 20 for Chance Time. So you pay 20 for Chance Time, but you automatically get slotted into the first slot, which is the better slot. So you have a better chance of getting stuff out of it. But yeah, you can keep going. I just want to point out the fact about the capsules.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I definitely Mario Party 5 was definitely one thing I will say though is I just don't really like the amount of button mashing minigames because pretty much if you're like playing with a group of 4 and there's that one guy who's like an absolute maniac at button mashing, Ethan, it's an instant win. It's practically an instant win unless if it's a team game, which you just need to be with that person and you win. And there were definitely a lot of button mashing minigames with 5. They calmed it down afterwards, but I just didn't really like the amount.
Someone did a statistic. I think it was 30% of the minigames are button mashing.
Yeah, like that's almost a third of the minigames, which is a lot. So yeah, that to me they should just tone it down a little bit.
Okay, Isabel, personal take.
Yeah, I've always loved Mario Party 5. When I played it younger, I just always loved playing. I remember mostly just playing the mini games. I didn't really play like party mode. I was just mainly going to the mini game mode and like free play. But once we did start like doing the party mode on the channel, it was just super fun. Obviously, you do have a couple mini games that could be improved. # vicious vending, but for me, I don't mind there being too many button mashing since I'm not Ethan level, but I'm pretty good at it. But I really do like how, since it's obviously nostalgic for me, I really did enjoy Mario Party 5.
Okay. So that moving on to is it worth it? So Mario Party, older Mario Parties are interesting because you can't buy them anymore because they're not sold anymore. However, there is eBay and other stuff that exists like that. That's how I actually, because not so funny story. Zach, when he was younger, was absolutely terrible at putting things back where they were, and so our original copy of Mario Party 5 has been lost forever because Zach left it under the chair, and then when someone sat on the chair, it cracked the disc. So you still have money for that one? But anyway,
no.
so in order to play Mario Party for YouTube and stuff, I found it on eBay. I think mine was like $60, so it's pricey because like obviously you can't buy them anymore. So of course eBay people are gonna make them more expensive. So it's $60. So I would say if you want to play Mario Party 5, then it is worth it. If you do not want to play Mario Party 5 and you've heard the things you said about it or you've seen footage of it and you're like, this game looks like absolute garbage, then I would say absolutely not. It's not worth it because if you're paying $60 for a game, if not more, because mine was $60, I was one of the lower ends, and you're like, man, this game sucks, then you just lost $60, right?
And it's only on the Wii, so you have to have a Wii.
Nope, it's only on the GameCube/Wii. If you have a Wii that can play GameCube games, and it is on the Wii, but it's mainly on the GameCube. So you also need the console that has it. So if you fall under those specifications where you have the console and you want to play Mario Party 5, then you can dish out $60 for the game. I think you're gonna enjoy it if you like what you've seen so far, or you've liked what you've heard the things you said, or like whatever metric you have, and you need the console. So if you fall into that category, I would say it is worth it. If you do not, though, I would say probably not. I would say just stick to I would stick to watching the game, if you really want to like engage with the game, I guess. But moving on to final rating. I honestly forgot what I gave 4 because I think it should be higher than 4. So I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with a low 8. I don't think it's a strong 8. I think it's a low 8. Because I think I rated 7 or I think it was a 6 or 7 for 4, and I think 5 is way better. So I'm gonna give it it's a low 8, but it's not it's still an 8 nonetheless. So that's what I'm gonna go with. But Zach, what are you going with?
Yeah, I was definitely considering it. I think 4 was a 7, which this game is better, but like it's nothing pivotal, because like you said, 9 and above is like pivotal, like big, which obviously it's a Mario Party game. It's obviously not gonna be, but it's definitely a really good 8. I mean, it's an 8. I'll just say that.
All right, Isabel.
Yeah, I'm also gonna give it an 8. I don't feel comfortable giving it a 7, but I don't think it's like that good of a game to be a 9. So I'm thinking an 8.
All right. Well, there you go, guys. So if you watched these reviews before, then you know that we end on a custom intro or custom outro, so to speak. So we're just gonna end this here. So hopefully the information helps you when it comes to Mario Party 5. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time.